you deceived everyone, Comrade Major. Petrov gave you those rings before he died.
Everyone else is deceiving me. Petrov, that sick shithead, that fucking truth lover. Screw him. So much blood spilt just because he made the sprouts mutate.
I highly doubt that Petrov had such a result in mind. He is not a geneticist or a plant breeder, and could not have foreseen all the consequences of the malfunction.
Then why the hell did he do it? So many people are dead, and the ones with sprouts for heads had to get killed twice. First by the robots, then by me.
Morally speaking, Petrov's action cannot be justified. We are in complete agreement in that regard.
Fuck Petrov, he's dead. I feel bad for all those people. I stayed in the service after the war to stop this kind of thing from happening again. And now...
You have my sincerest condolences for all that has transpired, Comrade Major.
Charles, why does everyone want those rings so bad?
You mean the beta connectors? Because they work, but are also considered not to exist.
So nobody can prove they're out there, not even Collective after the launch.
Especially not Collective after the launch. For Collective, anyone connected via the beta connectors will simply not exist.
But they'll be able to see Collective.
Yes, all of it. A person with a beta connector will not be able to influence Collective from the inside, since they won't exist for Collective. But they will know about everything that happens inside it, just like any officially connected human or robot.
But can't an officially connected human or robot disconnect from Collective if they want to? They can just take their thought device off, right?
I believe so, yes.
You believe so? So you're not sure? Or is there something you're not telling me?
I have no data, Comrade Major. But no one can stop a person from removing his or her thought device. It's worn on the head, not implanted in the skull.
That's good, I guess. Charles, no one can force somebody into Collective, right? Petrov was wrong about that.
Not entirely.
What do you mean, not entirely? If I'm not a member of Collective, how can Collective find out about me?
It's quite simple. Let's say you walk past a robot. The robot identifies you as a human, but you are not wearing a thought device. The robot fails to receive mental commands from you in response to its queries.
So it realizes I'm not in Collective and tells the others about it. Then what? They all start giving me shit about it?
Essentially, yes.
But I can just put my thought on, walk past the bot and do everything I'm supposed to do, then take the thought off, right?
Essentially, yes.
Then why is everyone so hot and bothered about the rings?
I can't say for sure. Perhaps it's an issue of convenience. Thought devices need to be reconfigured every time they are put on. A ring can be taken off and put back on without inconvenience.
There's gotta be more to it than that. Charles, the U.S. is constantly introducing sanctions against our civilian robots. Why do they do that? Do they suspect something?
The U.S. government clearly has certain suspicions, or at least concerns.
Yeah, it's their job to be concerned about their country's security. But they don't have any hard evidence. That means they don't really have a leg to stand on, right?
Indeed. That is precisely why Petrov caused the malfunction.
Right? He wanted to show the world that our civi-bots have a combat mode, fine. But the Americans don't know that. So what are the sanctions for?
The American government is using the sanctions to find a middle ground between the needs of the capitalists and the growing discontent of the working class.
You mean American working stiffs want to get our bots banned because they're taking their factory jobs, and the capitalists want to get more free robots so they can get rid of all the workers once and for all?
Quite right. The American government is feeling pressure from both sides. So the sanctions remain moderate without banning robots entirely. They merely set quotas on importing them.
So why does the Soviet Union give a shit? Who cares if the Americans sanction us? They're the ones stopping themselves from getting rid of the working class. Well, good. We're all about the workers.
The more restrictions they place on the import and use of robots, the fewer of our robots will be located in key parts of the American government when Collective launches.
So the Soviet government wants there to be as many of our civilian robots in the U.S. as possible when they activate combat mode. That'll make it that much easier to take over the country. I gotta admit, it makes sense. Charles, what is this place? I mean, what is this complex even for?
The Pavlov complex is the origin of all of Facility 3826's biological innovations. Unique experiments are conducted here, involving everything from breeding new species of farm animals to developing new space exploration technology.
Outer space? You mean they make moon rovers here, nonchalant?
Space exploration is about more than just vehicles. A spaceship and rovers will of course be required. But what then? What about after humans reach the Red Planet?
You mean they breed animals from Mars here?
Among other things, yes. In addition to breeding new species of animals suitable for Martian conditions, Soviet science is looking for ways to bolster man's ability to exist on Mars.
So what, they're gonna give us gills so we can swim in gas oceans?
Gas oceans are on Jupiter, Major. Mars features low temperatures and lethal hurricanes. But you're basically correct. The capabilities of your species have yet to be fully studied.
So the latest medical breakthroughs, new life support systems, all came from here.
Indeed, comrade.
So many geniuses worked here for the good of all mankind. And now they're gone.
Access granted.
Tell me, Comrade Major, based on your professional and personal experience, would our civilian robots in combat mode really be able to complete the Atomic Heart project?
Yeah, they could do it, no problem. There were plenty of bots at all the military bases, headquarters, and launch sites. Nobody expected them to attack. They could take the American military by surprise. Just like they did to the soldiers here.
What a shame. The world just recovered from a war. And now there will be another.
Well, it's not really so bad if you think about it.
What do you mean, Comrade Major?
If Comrade Sechenov and the Politburo want to take over the US and even the whole world, they won't fight regular people.
But civilians do perish during combat operations. You know all about that.
If the robots are programmed not to kill civilians, they won't attack civilians. You're a robot, Charles. You should know all about that.
I'm a robot? In a sense, I suppose you're right. A robotic glove.
What? Neuropolymer gloves won't take orders from Collective?
It depends on the glove. Some will, and some will only be able to obey their carriers. I digress. Civilian robots will receive the order to activate combat mode from Collective, and whoever sets Collective's policies will easily be able to order them to kill anyone at all, including civilians.
Why would they kill civvies? They're regular workers, farmers, scientists. Shit. So that's what they want the rings for.
And what's that?
You can take your thought device off and disconnect from the cloud, but a bot can't, can it? That means your own robot housekeeper will drag your ass back into Collective at the drop of a hat. They want the rings to put on their own robots, so they'll only listen to them.
Correct.
Oh shit. What's capable of this kind of brutality? This poor lady.
You are expressing sympathy for a corpse, Major.
It's a woman's mutilated body. You had sympathy for people just a little while ago.
This person is dead, Comrade Major. Make sure your weakness for women doesn't come back to bite your ass later.
Something's definitely wrong with you, Charles. I'm gonna ask Sechenov to calibrate you.
Saving data.
What's this place, Charles? A morgue?
Indeed. The bodies of the dead are kept here for further study.
What do you mean, the dead? There are bodies all over the place. Where'd these come from? There are dozens of them, most of them young.
These are the bodies of volunteers who died in dangerous human experiments.
Fuck. I mean, I get that there are certain experiments that can't be performed on mice or pigs or whatever, so they need living people, but so many. This is completely fucked up.
Unfortunately, things don't always go smoothly in science. Sometimes volunteers die. The sub-basement exists so that their deaths will not be in vain. Their bodies are studied to prevent this from happening again.
Screw your sometimes. Couldn't they just use the condemned on death row for this? Even that's...
Not all experiments can be performed on the dregs of society. Some important and secret projects require psychologically healthy volunteers. Sometimes, these experiments can have tragic outcomes.
What could be more tragic?
Believe me, Comrade Major, there are things that are far worse than what you see here. Sometimes the deaths of volunteers can lead to a breakthrough that saves millions of lives. This was how the vaccine against the brown plague was developed.
Let's keep going. This has to end.
Sechenov is a decent guy. How could he let this happen? An army of bots, killer mutants, thousands of innocent victims. No matter how you slice it, the facility's to blame. Even without Petrov, this place has issues, to say nothing of Collective 2.0. Seriously, I gotta wrap this up and retire. Maybe even get married. What? Nah, fuck that.
Your negative brain activity is generating unpleasant artifacts in my code.
I told you to stay out of my head, Charles. Get to work. Set me a fucking waypoint, damn it.
What will it be, Major?
Look at the size of that fucking thing. What is it?
The experiments here involve the creation of neuropolymer endoskeletons for various animals. The goal is to allow them to live in hostile conditions on the outer planets of the solar system.
Endoskeletons. That thing isn't gonna attack us, is it? It's huge.
The specimens here currently lack any neuropolymer brain tissue structure. They are nothing but
Authorization. Major.
never expected to see Victor like this, in these circumstances. We used to be thick as thieves, you know. But Victor made too many bad calls. Now look at him. Thanks to Dr. Sechenov's brilliance, we don't have to lose all of Petrov's knowledge. We'll be able to return the robots to their previous state once the simulation.
He's already dead, you creep! Keep your hands off him!
Grenade!
Establishing connection.
The professor says you haven't slept in 3 days. I don't wanna. Sleeping pills, bottle of vodka.
Why not both at the same time, huh? You know I don't like that stuff. My brain's a fortress.
You know, when I was a boy, my brother was scared of the dark. So my mother left him. It helped him. I hated it. The light interfered with my imagination. I didn't like children's books for the same reason. All those colorful pictures.
They were real.
Exactly. The books in my father's library were interesting. History, medicine, theoretical physics. Science doesn't try to make the world safer or prettier. It doesn't matter to us. It just gives us the facts. So, I knew what I had to train for. In the dark, behaves predictably. It can be studied. A monster in the light wears a mask. It is therefore unpredictable.
Which means dangerous. Son of a bitch. What the... Charles, where's Larissa?
She hid before the explosion.
So what happened to Stuck?
Stockhausen was knocked into a vat of polymer by the explosion and is now deceased.
You hypocrite. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. Some doctor you are, you grenade-tossing bitch.
Petrov and Filatova are cut from the same cloth. There can be no doubt about that.
Whatever. We gotta find a way out.
Major, you alive?
No, I got killed by a grenade.
I'm so sorry that happened. I didn't want any of this, but none of it matters right now.
So what does matter, you crispy-ass critter?
We have to meet. You need to see this with your own eyes. I'll show you everything.
What do you mean by everything?
You trust Sechenov too much, but he's keeping you in the dark. You have no idea what's really going on. You need to see it with your own eyes or you're not gonna believe it.
You got that right. I have no fucking idea what's going on.
You will understand when you see it. I have proof. I'll be waiting in the Academy of Consequences. The entrance is inside the lighthouse. Trust nobody.
I don't.
Saving data.